So here's a question that could totally shake up Silicon Valley. Can an AI actually beat the world's best investors at their own game? Let's get into it.
Just think about it for a second. An algorithm that can look at thousands of founders and just pick the winners, the ones that become billion-dollar companies. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? Well, some new research suggests we might be getting closer than anyone thought.
Okay, so to really get why this is a huge deal, you first have to understand just how insanely hard venture capital is. We're talking about finding a tiny, glittering needle in a continent-sized haystack. And wow, this chart really lays it all out. Your average startup, it's got less than a 2% chance of making it big. Even a legendary incubator like Y Combinator only gets it right about 3% of the time. And the best of the best, the top-tier VCs, they max out at 5.6%. I mean, think about that. Even the pros are wrong more than 94% of the time. That's just wild.
This quote from the research paper it nails it. VCs are making these massive, billion-dollar bets with very little to go on. It's almost like the field was perfectly designed for a totally new kind of thinking, a new kind of intelligence. All right, so if you're going to train an AI to do this, where do you even start? You can't just let it loose on LinkedIn and hope for the best. No, you need a fair, structured, and repeatable test.
In the AI world, that's called a benchmark. You can think of it like the SATs for AI models. It creates a level playing field so we can actually see who's smarter at a specific task. It's how a field like this makes real, measurable progress.
But the thing is, building one of these for venture capital, it's a total nightmare. The data on founders is just a mess. You've got formats all over the place, tons of irrelevant stuff like short-term internships, big gaps in people's histories, and then you've got the biggest problem of them all, data contamination. An AI to just see a resume and go, hey, I know that guy, that's Mark Zuckerberg, and totally cheat the test. So to get around all of these issues, the researchers basically had to invent a whole new playbook. They needed to build a brand new benchmark from scratch, one that was designed to be a truly fair fight between a person and a machine.
And this is what they came up with. VCBench. It's the first of its kind, packed with 9,000 founder profiles that have all been meticulously cleaned and processed to create the ultimate test for predicting who's got the right stuff. Now, this is what's so cool. You can see how VCBench stacks up against other well-known benchmarks. Yeah, others might filter data or standardize it, but VCBench does all of that, plus the one thing that makes it a total game changer: anonymization.
Yeah, this right here is the secret sauce, the real genius move. The researchers didn't want the AI to just recognize famous people. They wanted to see if it could spot the underlying patterns of success. And to do that, they had to make everyone a ghost. They had to get rid of the names.
This was the core problem they had to solve. How do you test if an AI can actually reason like an investor, not just pull answers from a giant memory bank of famous tech founders? By stripping away all the personal details, they force the AI to look at the raw data of someone's career.
And let me tell you, this was a serious process. They pulled in data from multiple sources to fill in the gaps, they standardized everything, and of course, they scrubbed all the personal info. But this last part is so clever, they then tried to trick an AI into re-identifying the founders, found the data leaks, and plugged them over and over again. Okay, check this out. This before and after shows you exactly what they did. Professor at Duke University just becomes a generic role in the higher education industry. And a big-name school like Caltech becomes Institution QS Rank 42. So the AI knows it's a top school, it knows the prestige is there, but the brand name itself is totally gone. So after all that intense work, what was the result? A staggering 92% reduction in the risk that an AI could cheat the test. That is huge. It means the test is about as fair as you can possibly make it. So with the stage set, it was time for the main event. All right, so the benchmark is ready, the data is clean and anonymous, the test is fair. The researchers then unleashed 9 of the most advanced AI models in the world on this thing. So, how'd they do? First, real quick, here's how they kept score. It's a metric called an F0.5 score. Now, all you really got to know is that it punishes bad picks way more than it rewards good ones. Because in the real world of VC, one bad investment can completely sink you. And here we go, the leaderboard. Look at that, GPT-4o takes the top spot with the best all-around performance. But what's really interesting is that different models kind of had different investment strategies. DeepSeek was like a super cautious investor. It was incredibly accurate but missed a lot of opportunities. Gemini, on the other hand, found almost every winner, but it also made a lot more bad bets along the way.
The winner, GPT-4o, wasn't just a little bit better than picking randomly. Its performance was a 3.2 times improvement over the market average. But the real question is, how does that stack up against the best human investors?
Okay, folks, this is the slide you've been waiting for, the money shot. The best human VCs on the planet, they achieve a 2.9x improvement over the market. GPT-4o, working completely blind with only that anonymous data, hit 3.2x. For the first time on a standardized playing field, the AI actually beats the experts.
Now, that is an absolutely stunning result. But before we declare the age of the robo-investor is here, we need to be responsible and talk about the fine print, the limitations of the study.
And the researchers are super upfront about all this. For one, the success rate in the test data was a bit higher than you'd find in the wild. The data is mostly from tech startups you can find online. And, a human VC has to fight to get into a hot deal. The AI doesn't face that kind of competition. So it's not a perfect simulation of the real world, not yet anyway.
But look, none of that diminishes the core takeaway here, which is just massive. What this study proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that there are powerful predictive signals hidden in a founder's resume. And right now, today's AI is already good enough to read those signals even better than the top human experts can.
And that just leaves you with this incredible final thought. For decades, venture capital has been called an art, not a science. It's all about intuition, gut feeling, human connection. So if AI is starting to crack that code, what other complex, uniquely human skills could be next?